Grace and peace, everybody. This week, I have the opportunity to sit down with Price, who's affiliated with Blexit Black Student Movement. And we were just having a conversation about what it means to be a Black conservative and what happened at that event at TSU, as well as what are some things that Blexit wants that the majority of Black people want. It was a great conversation. Well, lo and behold, apparently it becomes a big dust up that Black conservatives are going to be coming to HBCU homecomings to just have conversations, to talk and all that. So apparently it's a big deal. So I figured better time than not to go ahead and drop my conversation with Price. I'd love to hear what you think about it. So comment down below. Give me your 2 cents. I'd love to get it and hear what you got to say, and I'll see you down there. Grace and peace.
If you have a child in an HBCU, listen to me and listen to me good. The Black MAGA Trumpers are trying to visit HBCU campuses, stir up strife, cause problems, and go viral and get clicks. Tell your children, do not engage, do not engage, do not engage. Ignore them. Go to class and walk away in the other direction. And they're also trying to go to HBCU campuses during the homecoming weekend where they know there will be people and they will go viral. Take a look. The Blexit student movement is headed to an HBCU near you, featuring Craig Long, Savannah Craven, Stephen Davis, Topher, and Anthony Watson. Avoid these people. Ignore them. Do not engage. Do not debate. Don't boo them. Don't acknowledge. Get campus security, campus authorities, and proceed to class. They are only there to go viral. They've already visited a few HBCUs, and they're headed to Jackson State, Tennessee State, FAMU, North Carolina Central, Howard, Hampton, Bowie State, and Lincoln during homecoming, where they know there'll be a big audience and they can go viral. So again, if you have a child at any of those HBCUs, let them know the Black MAGA Trumpers, known as Blexit, are on their way to their campuses. Do not engage, do not engage, do not engage, do not engage.
Price, man, again, thank you for your time, doctor. Just tell me a little bit about yourself. And then, like I said, I got 511 questions.
All right, cool. All right, so my name is Price. I'm part of Blexit Student Movement. As you see, we're getting a lot of backlash right now. I'm a conservative from Prince George's County, Maryland. I wasn't always conservative. I wasn't conservative or liberal, to be honest with you. I'm just finding out what these terms meant maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But to me, for me to change into conservative or lean towards more conservative values, to me, it was just common sense. God, family, country, what they're doing with the kids and the mutilation and DEI, all this stuff is like, to me, don't make sense. And it's part of Satan's playbook, in my opinion. So I'm more for God than I will ever be for Satan. And it seemed like the left is more towards Satan. So that's why I chose conservatism.
I got you. So I'll admit, man, I am a dyed in the wool conservative. You can call me Republican, whatever. Common sense is common sense. But above all that, as a Christian, I greatly grieve for Morehouse College. I'm a class of 1999. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready, warming up for homecoming already. Okay, homecoming is next week. I'm warming up for it. But I hate to see what my college has become. Yeah. And I see them being the liberals, them being the not well-meaning people who want to see Black people as just pawns, taking advantage of my alma mater, of my brothers and sisters, my brothers at Morehouse, my sisters Spelman, and making a fool of them, like just in 4K, just outright making a fool. I watched the sister today put out a message on Facebook about Trumpers coming to homecoming. Like as if I'm banned from homecoming, baby. I will be there. The only reason I'm not coming is because I got something to do with my child. That's the only reason I'm not coming. I would be there like I'm there every year.
Let me chime in real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't know why this whole the Black MAGA is coming. The Black MAGA is coming. No, Blexit and MAGA are two different things. We're not even a political organization,
right?
So it's that. One more thing, real quick. That whole little narrative that they're spinning is not even true. It's not true at all. They're using that because they know Trump. A lot of people on the left don't like Trump, so they throw that hat on us. Now nobody likes us, and we're getting a lot of threats right now. It's really, really bad.
That's sad. And I like good discord. I started my podcast to have discord. I want to have dialogue. I want to have arguments. We can fight it out. You can say something ugly. You say my mom's son is ugly and got ashy feet. I don't care. I don't care. Let's do that. Let's get at it. But I see people who I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're more intelligent than this, not wanting to have dialogue, not wanting to be like, let me be charitable. Let me hear what Price has got to say. Okay, I hear what you're saying. I disagree about this, but you know what? You said family, and I think we all want to see family. Really the basics. Don't you want your kid? Don't you want a legacy? Like, crying out loud. Like, it don't have to be complex. Don't you want your children to be safe? Like, why are we fighting about this? So, but they're not willing to even hear. So they don't even. I really believe that this push to silence the other side is causing a lack of understanding. But I do want to say, I would kind of want to talk about what happened at TSU. That's what the text message about. And you don't have to cape for those guys at all. What is it? The Fearless Four or whatever their thing is. I don't want you to have to cape for them. But do you see those type of tabling? They call them tabling things being successful at black colleges, and if so, if not, why?
It can be, but you don't go to no HBCU right now in this climate with a MAGA hat on. That was the point. Like, I go to the HBCUs, we all do, but I was going to specifically talk about myself. No pushback. I was just at Johnson C. Smith 2 weeks ago. No pushback.
Okay.
We had great conversations. Now, they would have known I was with Blexit, then those conversations wouldn't have happened. But you just, man, not to say it in a racial term, but a white boy wearing a MAGA hat on the HBCU campus, now it do seem like you trying to start something. Because there was no point to wear the MAGA hat. What does MAGA got to do with anything right now? What are you talking to them about? Now, them tearing the signs down and chasing them around and all that, I definitely don't agree with, because now you proving a point. But
Right.
it's like, are you agitating them to do this for the reaction, for a viral video? Like, what is the purpose?
Let me ask you this. Do you believe that if those young men had just set up a table, let's just say have a less salacious, because they're two signs, in my opinion, you're not going to have a dialogue about that. That's going to only be a shouting match. I say that they just had, okay, I'm sorry, leave the MAGA hat at home, have a regular Atlanta Braves baseball cap, whatever, and just have a basic sign. Black and white people can agree on this, and let people come and talk about it. What are some things that black and white folk can agree on? We ain't got. To me, I think that would have been fruitful. I want that type of dialogue, but I'm sorry, that was it DEI and reparations? Come on, fam. Like, there's no way you thought that.
I did not know they
Oh,
put
yeah,
the
they had a
reparations thing in it.
DEI and, I'm sorry. No. It was illegals. It was deport all illegals, and DEI is racism or something like that. I need to pull it up. But so is it fair to say that, do you think that would have been more successful if they had just had a basic?
Even take away the signs. Like I love what you just said. What can black and white people agree on? How could we come together?
Right.
How can we better ourselves and better this country and have more unity? What are you going on college campuses worrying about illegals for? I'm sorry, that's political rhetoric. We lead that to the politicians. You can go around like the neighborhood to the ice raids and all that. That stuff you can ask the people there. That's
For
what
sure.
they're concerned about. These college kids not really worried about that. Now it's becoming a talking point that they see on the internet. So of course they're gonna. They messed up. They shouldn't have did. I was mad when I saw that.
And I saw several people talk about it. I'm like, I think both sides were right and both sides were wrong. Like, I mean, I don't think them cats. Yes, it's a public school. They had the right. They didn't have to get permission to come set up a table. You're correct. However, you have the right to do a whole bunch of things that you shouldn't do. That was one of them. And case in point, that you had to get escorted out by security. That's how you know you probably shouldn't have did. But on the same note, the children were not correct. The administration completely lied about what happened, that they were professional and carried decorum. No, they weren't.
No, they wasn't.
They were totally not. That was out of pocket. There's no way. But a lot of people, to the point that we've started out before, in the climate we're in, created this narrative like, they're attacking the school, or the white MAGA is coming marching on the campus. It's 3 guys, man. Stop playing. Or 4, I don't know how many. But
And
it
now,
was
exaggerative. Why are you exaggerating the cause to fit your narrative, to paint more division?
because the whole goal is to cause division. But I think those young brothers should not have done that. Again, you got to think with the forethought. I think they should have those conversations because, of course, on their Instagram, they're just opposing what happened at TSU and comparing it to what's happening at whatever predominantly white school, where they're just having great conversations and say, like, oh, the black folk don't want to have a conversation. You're right. I don't think we're mature enough. I said, I don't believe we're mature enough to have this kind of dialogue. At this moment, we do not need to have a dialogue about reparations, DIE, or any of that. Leave that off the table. What can black and white folk work with together?
That's the most. That's such a beautiful question. And that
And
probably would have caused some good dialogue, man. That would have been beautiful right there.
matter of fact, I'm giving you that free of charge because you give me a little bit of your time today. Next time you do that, next time you go to a school, please, I want to hear what people say. Like, what can black and white folk just work together on, man? Like, we treat it like white folk have something that they desire something different than we want. They don't want they want security, but we don't want security. They want to live to be 100, but we don't want to live. There are some instances where I don't think we want to live to 100, but that's another discussion. Look, but watch this. Everybody is at the current moment is paying, summum cum laude gas prices. I always shout out Trump. What's up with these gas prices, my guy? Help me out here. But everybody got to pay $3 a gallon in gas or whatever it is. Well, does that not matter to black folk, white folk, Asians, Indians, whomever? All of us got to pay the same gas price. What is our concern about that? What do we think about that? Or bread prices or eggs, fill in the blank. And to me, I think.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's crazy you say that. I always say that on the internet. When I'm more like on TikTok or something, like, what's the division for? I'm complaining about my gas, like the white man complaining about his gas, like the Mexican complaining about their gas, the Italian complaining about their gas. Everybody's complaining about the same thing. It's a system. It's these people that's up here, the haves, and then it's us, the have-nots. And how do they keep us with not having nothing or struggling? Division, divide and conquer is a basic strategy of war. Guess what?
Yeah.
I've never seen it this divided. I'm 37 years old.
Yeah.
I've never seen nothing this divided before.
And sad to say, nor have I. And I've been around a lot longer even than you, and I haven't seen it like this. And I do think that because we're shoving people into silos. We can't have dialogue and such of that nature. We're not going to learn anything, and we're only going to have our biases and our echo chambers, and we'll look at people and say, "Oh, well, I don't know much about them," and we're proud of it. That's the crazy thing. We're big-chested about not knowing anything. That's going to be studied by science. So, but we will not know something and basically create our own narrative about it, and just say, "Well, I don't know anything about price, but this is what I know about price." Wait, didn't you just say you don't know anything? Hold on, let me pull it. Hold on, I can pull in. I can get my meme. Hold on one second. Here it is. Hold on. Here it is. This is what happens.
I don't know, but I know. I don't know, but I know.
And you're like, what are you talking about? Talk to the people, have a conversation. But people, I think a lot of us, and this has been my assessment being here on social media, we have never really had our ideas challenged. Mm-hmm. So a lot of us, when it comes to a place of being challenged about our ideas, we fold like a lawn chair.
We get in our feelings.
Very much so. And I learned this when I first got here on YouTube talking to people about critical race theory. I'm like, you do know that critical race theory is a cult, right? You do know that. No, it's a religion. You do know that, right? Have you ever thought about it? And throwing out topics like, hey, there's no such thing as races. There are no races. Mm-hmm. And have people like really getting contorted about it. Like, no. I'm like, show me in the scriptures where you see, because a race would mean that there's two separate jumping off points. So we got Adam and Eve. Got you. Where's the other one? Where's the Tyrone and Shaniqua? Where's the Nihao and Maria? Where is it? Let me see it. Show me it. Oh, so there's not actually different races. They're actually different Ethnic groups. Gotcha. So
Is
they're
that
not
racist an
racist.
American construct?
Racism is I think it's a human construct.
A human construct? Yeah.
Yeah, we've just made that up. We've taken ethnicities and elevated them to a racial situation. So instead of me saying like I'm a Southerner in Georgia, that's my, I guess you want to call it my ethnicity, but we've elevated to now dang near race status. And you talk to some people about their ethnicity. I mean, their ethnicity is their God. I don't know. Have you been on TikTok looking at the black Christian argument?
Ooh,
Well, there's this big brouhaha about people who say I'm Christian before I'm black. And I'm a Christian who happens to be black or something of that nature. And they got these people's underwear in a bunch, man. They in the tight because they're like, wait, how dare you degrade your blackness, degrade your skin color, degrade your melanin content because you were born with this and you chose to be Christian. And people are losing their minds. And I'm like, that's it. So you're basically saying that your skin color is more important than God or more important than your relationship to God. Yeah, you're going to be you on your own on that one, my guy. I'm not going to even try to save you on that one.
A lot of them think skin color is more important than anything. They worship the skin color. Oh, I'm black. Okay, but are you a good person? What do you do?
Right. You're not a good dude. You're not a good lady. So your blackness is not really, maybe you shouldn't lead with that. So I find it interesting, and I just wanted to hear what are some of the experiences there on campuses. Are they even open to having dialogue? Have you been down here to the Atlanta University Center, that kind of stuff? So,
No, they're open. If you just walk up to them and they see a camera, they automatically walk up to you, or they talk. They will talk to you. But
right.
now, because of all the crazy stuff going on and Turner Point and Blacks and all that stuff, now it's a higher chance that they won't want to speak with you. And I find that so crazy because before you know I'm Blexit, you would talk to me, but now it's out there. Now you won't even say a word to me. And we could let's just talk. Let's just have debate. That's how we come to common ground. So I promise you, we got more in common than we had different.
For sure. And a lot of stuff that we have in different probably don't really matter when the smoke clears. Really, it really doesn't matter when we really start getting into the like I had somebody the other day. We might disagree about ICE, but the problem is ICE ain't coming to neither our doors to knock on it. Mm-hmm. So we might disagree about whether or not they should, but neither of us are ones that they are talking about. So when you see people in Chicago, black people crashing out about ICE in Chicago, that's got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that's crazy. Like, wait, why are the Hispanic people not rioting, but the black folk are supposed to be taking a bullet, fighting the National Guard on behalf of Mexican people? That's got to be crazy.
You are not allowed to go attack no National Guard. Especially, they was talking about, I don't know what terminology, but you know what I'm talking about. Now you're a domestic terrorist.
I'm like, well, like, why would you do that? And then I've yet to see Hispanic people calling to attack National Guard or anything like that. I see black people born and raised in Chicago, Cook County's finest, talking about fighting the National Guard for what? Oh, because they're in your neighborhood? Well, maybe you should ask another question. Why did they put the migrants in your neighborhood? That should be the question that you ask. It's kind of like they put them there like a human shield.
Why is nobody hooting and hollering about the crime? Chicago's crime is terrible.
It's horrible. I just watched the video. The reason I brought up Chicago, so I just watched the video. Brandon Johnson and Governor Pritzker are having a field day talking real slick with Trump. I'm like, you do realize that dude could put your head to bed, right? You do realize if he wanted to, he could be real grimy. Why are you sitting there goading him? And then the black female lieutenant governor, if y'all arrest Pritzker, you're gonna have to come after me. Like, ma'am, don't tempt them. Don't give them a reason to wake up tomorrow because they'll come down there and get you. Like, please understand, they're not. The reason they haven't come to you is not because they don't want to. Like, please stop goading the bear. But anyway, I'm like, wait, you got a white man and two black people crashing out over Hispanics. I don't see the Latin Kings sending threats to the National Guard.
And they're
I
prominent
don't.
out there too.
Right, they running them up. But I do see the gangster disciples. I do see the vice lords throwing threats at the National Guard. Black gangs doing that. Like, wait, hold on. I never accused y'all of being really smart, but why in the world would y'all threaten the National Guard on behalf of your ops? Let the National Guard clean them out for you and nothing else.
I don't understand it. That's an oxymoron. Why are they worried about these people anyway? Why are the GDs and the BDs involved in this? They got their own stuff going on with each
You're
other
right.
right now.
At what point do you say, you know what? This is not our fight. Yeah, hey, National Guard, they over there on Michigan, right there. There you go. And let them keep on going. Right. Say less. Why are we doing this? But again, to the point, I don't think we have taken the time to process the fact like, yo, this is not our fight. Ain't got nothing to do with us. But even but let's move off of ICE. There's so many things that blacks and Hispanics, Asians, whites, and fill in the blank have in common that we are all seeking to better. If nothing else, we should all say that, yes, we want our children to be safe. We want our children to flourish and prosper into such like that. That shouldn't be a controversial take. Oh, there's a white supremacist take that you want your kids to be alive. Real. Come on, man.
Let them say it. It is. They said exercise was white supremacy. I said, what?
Yeah, diet culture is white supremacy. These people crack me up, man. And
It's so unbelievable that it's actually funny. You can't do nothing but laugh. Like, people really believe this.
and they do. So when y'all go to campuses, I think you said you guys just do the man on the street or roaming camera. How do you engage on campuses when you go?
Sometimes we will do like man on the streets if we can't get a table, because we do get pushback from the campuses, like the private ones where we're not allowed to just come up there and set up. But when we are allowed to, even though we still get pushback, we do get the table. Kids come up, we get to talk, and it's always good conversations. Oh, so what do you stand against? I stand against gang members. I
Facts.
stand against. I want kids to get out the streets, realize there's
Yep.
nothing in the streets. Rap music, get that out of here. Our kids are dying. That's my main purpose. Now we have 4 pillars in Blexit: entrepreneurship, the nuclear family, changing the narrative, school choice. I'm for changing the narrative. That's my biggest thing, because our kids are dying. We can't agree that our kids are dying.
I totally agree.
So what's wrong with me doing that? Oh, but you're Trump and man. Our kids dying is what I asked you. We're not worried about Trump or none of that, because I'm not here for that. Are our kids dying at an unbelievable rate right now? And how do we stop it? Well, MAGA. But for the most part, when they don't realize what I am or who I am, then we have a conversation. Some people do recognize me from the internet, but then we still get along. It's just it's a lot of the hate is just on the internet. In real life, it's a whole different story. Keyboard,
I can see that.
keyboard
So
warriors.
so when you go to private schools, do y'all go through the administration first, or do you just not even go there at all? Like, what do y'all do?
We try to go through the administration first, but it's sometimes we do get pushed back. They won't let us in, or they might just be on BPT, Black People's Time, and won't get back to us in time.
I got
So,
you.
because they'll see Blexit and then they'll do their research, and then next thing you know, they don't want no parts of it. So things like that, it does happen.
Got you. So going back to the kids at TSU, when I did my video about that, I said that was a reckless idea. What they had in mind really had disaster written on it from the word go. I said, if they had called me and said, Jason, what should we do? I said, I would reach out to Georgia State, since they got TPUSA chapters all around the Atlanta University Center, except in the Atlanta University Center. So that already tells you something. So I would call Georgia State, Georgia Tech, and see if they can help you schedule a conference hall or a lecture hall that you can use. And then I would invite the young Democrats from the Atlanta University Center to come to debate about what can we agree on. I said, because at the current moment, the temperature is too hot. I like how you use that word, climate. The climate is too rough. You're not going to lay concrete in the middle of a torrential downpour. You're going to probably work on what you can work on, because you're like, hey, it's raining too much to lay this concrete. on this pot of land. So we're going to work on work on the structure in the warehouse or whatever like that. And then we'll move that structure, the rafting and all that kind of stuff, walls, we'll move it over to the property once we get a chance to lay the concrete. But at the moment, we can't do that, but we still got to be working. To me, that makes more sense than, it's downpouring. What was it, like a week after Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, actually it was.
It was probably like a week after Charlie Kirk. I'm like, sirs, that was uber bad idea.
Terrible.
And so would you see that as being successful, where you partner with a school that maybe can give you, again, let's use Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, and Morris Brown. You better not come set up over there. It's just not going to work. It's just not for that. But maybe invite them to come meet you at the Rice Building, invite you to come do something at Georgia State if they're interested. Because in that way, whoever comes to debate, they're less likely to come over there to be wanting to fight. They probably came to debate.
Mm-hmm. I love it. The whole time you was talking, I was thinking about it, man, that's a beautiful idea. But the problem with it, if we being honest, a lot of black people can't handle losing, can't handle loss. And then when you go against their ideas, they get angry. And things turn up. So
let's I totally understand it. I used to be the guy that was not wrong. I was always right. Mm-hmm. Even when I was wrong, I was in the back of my head like, you're wrong, right? I would still act a fool and pretending like I was right. And even though I knew, I was like, look, I'm cooked. Stick a fork in me, I'm cooked. However, I think being willing to say, hey, let's just have a dialogue. You know what? If you're in a safe spot, like you come from the Atlanta University Center over to another place, nobody knows you. So if you take the L, you're not taking the L on your home court.
Yeah.
So even in that, I still believe that the offer should be made, like the Young Democrats Society. Oh, y'all got a debate team? We would like to meet your debate team to come over here to debate whether or not black people and white people pay different gas prices when they go to Kroger. Let's go. When they go to Quick Trip, do you pay more? Do I pay less? Whatever. Let's go. Let's have a debate about it. Let's debate this topic. Oh, wait. We want to talk about, we're not talking about Trump. We're not talking about ICE. We're going to debate about why in the world we all paying $7 a dozen for these eggs. This is stupid. Mm-hmm. Let's go. And have them an opportunity to be like, oh man, you know what? They want the same things that I want. And so maybe all these other things that are dividing us maybe are not that important. Because I'm sure you've probably heard all the shenanigans going on with what's going on 9 time zones away in Israel and Gaza. And I'm like, why do I care about that? I'm not trying to say I don't care. I know it sounds crass. I don't care about Gaza. I don't. As a Christian, I don't care about the land of Israel. I don't. I'm not going to lose any sleep about it. You know why? Because I still got to figure out why my grass is not perfectly green next spring. I got to still figure out why my daughter, or what I need to be doing to help my daughter who just went to college this fall. I'm not concerned about kids 9 time zones away when I got kids in my house that I got to care about.
It's crazy you brought that up. I remember it was June 2024. I was in the conference center. And a reporter came up to me and started asking me about Israel and Gaza. I said, I don't care about neither one of them. It's kids in my city dying right now. Why am I worried about over there? Whoever's handling that is going to handle it however they're going to handle it. I'm worried about what's going on in my community. And everybody's like, oh, do you not care about? Like,
they love it. They love it. Like, well, you don't care about genocide. You don't care about kids. I'm like, I guarantee you. Try not to make this all about me.
Yeah.
I was so enraged last May because Morehouse had Joe Biden come speak at graduation at Morehouse. And the problem that I have is that speakers that come to graduation are automatically inducted into the Alumni Association. They become Morehouse men. Or students, or they become like it's ceremonial. It means nothing. Joe Biden probably didn't even know what it meant. However, I am an alum, and I'm like, this is not my brother. There's no way he's not my brother. Period. And I watched it. We live streamed and watched it. And my audience was giving me the work like, Joe Biden's your brother now. I'm like, man, y'all better quit playing with me. Stop it. Now, let me tell you why I was saying that. Because people were upset. I was upset about that. That is something that really, truly needed to be discussed. Yeah. But at the same time, Atlanta was losing their mind about this free Palestine foolishness. And while, this is the part that just took my breath away, Price. While Joe Biden is speaking, down Lee Street is a protest going down Lee Street protesting Joe Biden because whatever his position was on Palestine. Okay. So they're here in Atlanta protesting at the largest black institution graduating black men for a country 9 time zones away that none of these people even gonna go to. But this is the part that just made me I just lost it. They're marching over drug addicts and crack addicts and homeless people in 4K. They're literally walking past people who they could be concerned about protesting about people that they will never see. Y'all people, you just don't want to. You don't want to be right.
They just want something to fight for. Now, anybody, any innocent kid or anything like that, of course, they hit my heart. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But I just can't focus on it. Like, it's people that's all they talk about. Talk about what's going on here. Like you say, they walking in over the homeless people and the crackheads and stuff, not paying them no attention with the little flags up, free Palestine, free Palestine.
But what about the guy right there?
Right.
I'm like, y'all marched past a Planned Parenthood facility in your march, in your righteous rage. You marched past a Planned Parenthood facility that has deleted more black babies this year than have died in Gaza. Make that make sense?
They just want something to argue about. You could give them anything. Anything, they will argue about anything. As long as you put 2 sides or something, somebody's going to pick one side of each and start a movement. Now they arguing, well, red is better than blue and blue is better than... Now they clashing on the streets with blue flags and red flags and toilet paper and all type of stupid... Man, I don't understand these people sometimes. I swear I don't.
They are insufferable. They are insufferable.
Mm-hmm. I just said that about them earlier. I was texting one of my friends. I said, these people are insufferable, man. My exact word.
They want to be miserable, man. They want to be miserable. They want to, again, I think it's just really live action role playing. They want to LARP and say, I'm righteous because I'm fighting for XYZ ABC. And totally missing that there's XYZ ABC at your doorstep. And I've gotten to the point now when people are asking me about some of this foolishness, I just ask them, like, are you a member of a church? Mm-hmm. And, well, why are you asking me that? I said, because, I'm a deacon. I'm a leader and elder in my church. I have a whole community that I'm responsible to. I'm responsible to my aging mother who just won't seem to stop driving. Okay. I have 2 daughters that are above 15. So I have 3 women in my house. And I got a lot to take care of. Don't you think? Can you agree that that's a lot that I need to take care of? Can you please show me why I should be losing my mind, not taking care of my mom, not doing my duties and responsibilities to my church community, maybe not taking care of my wife and kids because of something in Palestine? I'll wait. Help me make sense.
Most of the people that's out there protesting either don't have a job, live with their mother, or work at Starbucks.
Yeah. Or getting paid by somebody, some nefarious NGO. But did I say that out loud?
Please don't.
I didn't say that, man. Hold on. I got to give you another one. Here you go.
That's suspicious.
But yeah, like there's other things that we could be doing. And that's why I started telling people, like, look, my lawn needs to be green come next spring. So I'm not worrying about Palestine until I can make sure my lawn is green. Because I don't need my HOA up here asking me why my grass look like a desert. That's not going to happen. Which, by the way, my grass is amazing. I just like to say that. But my grass does look great. But again, like, why would I be worried about that when I have stuff that I need to worry about right here? Mm-hmm. That makes no sense. And who's your guy? Jordan Peterson, I think he was like, clean your own room. Like, take care of the stuff around you. If we all did this, and I even said, like, hey, if I take care of my grass, it's a blessing to my neighbor. because there's no weeds. When my lawn guy cuts my grass, he's not going to blow any weeds into her yard. And vice versa, when Barbara takes care of her yard, there's no weeds getting blown into my yard. So really, instead of me worrying about Barbara's yard, maybe if I take care of my yard, I'm actually taking care of both of them.
Also, with the man in the mirror.
There you go. I mean, it just seems weird. So when you all are talking on campuses and such like that, doing the man on the street or whatnot like that, it's fair to say it's kind of a lukewarm engagement.
No, I wouldn't even say that. It's very, very, very friendly.
Oh, okay, okay.
Only twice, it was two incidences that I wasn't there for. I came a little later. One dude said he was going to throw a Molotov cocktail at one of my coworkers, and then
Oh,
another guy, I walked up, he's arguing, said, "Go back to your white slave owner." So it does
oh,
get some. If people realize already, then they'll start. But me personally, I never got into no real big heated debate. But
I got you.
to be fair, me just the way I look in person, a lot of people won't even bother me.
I got you. I got you. Do you all partner with other organizations? Like I gave the example of TPUSA at another campus or not, or you all just do Blexit on your own, or how do y'all move?
We're partnering with TPUSA. We're
Okay.
actually powered by them. As far as partnering, we're trying to gain partners to go into these schools. It's not like we just going to go get signups and stuff. We could start a club on a campus. We could fund your events. We could help you plan your events. We could do Christmas gifts for the kids, school backpack giveaways, food in the community, things like that. So people just had this big misconception like we're just there to go promote Trump. And I'm like, we're a 501(c)(3). We can't even talk about Trump.
So when somebody does that, how do you defuse that conversation when they come in with the wrong mindset, the wrong opinion from the word go? Do you have some strategies to defuse that, or do you just be like, lost them, or what?
Most people, once they don't want to hear no more, they usually walk. Well, from my personal experience, they just walk away. But I
I
can
got you.
easily hit them with are our babies dying? Is
Got
rap
you.
music causing too much deaths? Why are kids dying over street corners and $2 bandanas? Why are our kids dying? Why does a single mother down the street not have what she need to support her family? Why are fathers, which let's say uh fathers are more so involved in their kids' life more right
For
now,
sure.
not more
Yeah,
than
yeah.
ever, but right now. Uh but the ones that's not there, how do we stop this? How do we bring marriage back? Are these things not important? Do you want a family? Don't you want to get married? Well, that's what we here for. We trying to bring that back to the communities. They can agree with that.
Okay.
It's something that Charlie Kirk does. He used to do all the time when he was debating. You might come with your disagreement, but Charlie Kirk would say, "Well, can we agree on this?" And it's state of fact. Now he disarmed you. This is he
Right.
got disarmed now with a preemptive strike.
I got you. I got you. Okay. No, no. What have been some of the topics y'all have discussed in your interactions on the campuses?
We talk about the entrepreneurship part. We
Yep.
talk about what I was just talking about, the black, kids and stuff losing their life. How do we get them out of gang culture? How do we can't really banish rap music. How do we shift the minds of the kids and let you know they're not really living this lifestyle. This is
Right.
entertainment, but human's brain isn't fully developed until at or around the age of 25. So it's really hard for them to decipher that. They can't even tell video games real. They so what's that word I'm looking for? They so dang. I'm gonna skip it. I forget the
It,
word.
I was going to
But
say they're almost pre-programmed, but
they're
or
very programmed.
predisposed was the word I was looking for more directly. But okay.
People need to realize everything that we see is programming because we don't even
Right.
know how to do research. If the person who tells the story first, that's who everybody runs with zero
Facts.
research. But we'll talk about the nuclear family. Already went to that changing the culture. There's school choice. Like I was talking to a kid at Johnson C. Smith, and I said, "Well, my daughter came to me at 6 years old, talking saying she was a pansexual." I said, "What? You ain't nothing."
Right.
How do we get this out of the schools? Can we agree that our kids should not be learning these sexual terms? Well, inclusive. No, 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 no. LGBTQ LMNOP are a hypersexual organization. This isn't about love anymore. This is not about love. Because what does pansexual mean? It
Oh,
means
something crazy.
I thought it was, fornicating with kitchenware, but
Right. Wow.
that means you would do anything to anybody with anybody. That's what that means. So why is that into this? Come on, y'all trying to include all this stuff. So let's say I don't agree with the T's, but I don't really care about the L, B, and G. Because y'all lumped the T in there, as soon as I say something about the T, now y'all making it seem like I'm talking about everybody. See, you see how they do that?
Yeah, that's some wild stuff. So if I'm catching you right, finding a common ground in your space, which again is those four pillars that you that you focus on and such of that nature. Okay, I can rock with that. What's the next time you're going out, or where do y'all plan on going?
I was supposed to go to Mississippi tomorrow. What's today? Thursday. I was supposed to go tonight
Thursday.
actually, but I said nah. I said it's cool because it's a lot of delays right now with the government shutdown. It's just too much going on right now.
I
So
got
I'm
you.
supposed to
Okay,
go to Howard on Saturday, but
Howard, let's go. Go Bisons.
oh they be ready to kick everybody kick my tail. I'm not gonna lie. This area, I'm kind of not super known, but enough
Hmm?
people see me that like if I'm at the gym, they'll come up to me talking do you think this and blah blah blah. But we're supposed to do Howard. Then I'm supposed to do Bowie State University on the 31st, and then the 24th. I think Stephen Davis is coming to DC, so I'm going to be there with him for Howard again.
Yep.
So, but we had to be safe. We actually are about to order um security bodyguards because it's really getting real. Like
Really?
those comments are crazy. They posted it. I see people saying when you see him, give him a neck shot. Get your bats ready. Uh,
Wow.
it's not going to end well for them. Like crazy. Like God really off of man.
Well, again, we've turned dialogue and discussion into debate and violence. I mean,
Hmm.
what is it? Silence is violence, and words are violence. Like, come on! I thought whatever happened to sticks and stones? May break my bones. Like, what's going on? So they've gone from again they've because I know lots of people, and maybe you've heard this as well, who don't want to have discussion.
Hmm.
Because if you say, "Hey, man, let me ask you about transgender kids," they might say, "No, I don't want to debate that." You're like, wait, I was actually just wanting to talk. I didn't even want to have a debate. I just want to hear what your thoughts were on it. So they've already elevated it to a combative state of, debating is, fisticuff. And you're like, wait, I
Hmm.
just wanted to hear what your thoughts were on this topic. So I think we've allowed terms to be co-opted and no longer mean what they mean, what we want them to mean, or what they're supposed to intended to mean. And now people feel emboldened to say, "Nah, I don't want to have a debate with Price. I don't, Price just want to argue." Like, I'm literally just asking you a question.
Yeah, they can't get that from. I don't debate anybody because at the end of the day, in my terms, in my mind, after we debate, nothing. Somebody's gonna get in their emotions because we live in a society where everybody has fragile feelings. So sticks and stones break bones, but words break hearts. I guess.
Right. Some, right.
Yeah, so that's why I don't debate. Because then next thing you know, you throwing a cup of water in my face or something.
Wow.
Anything can happen. So no, I
Yeah.
haven't had it happen. I'm just
Okay.
that's why I don't debate. We could discuss, but I'm not going to debate you. I'm not going to go back and forth with no. I refuse to do that. I
I
let the
got you.
other my constituents can do that. I would sit back and either moderate or record it for y'all. But going back and forth, if we can't have a simple conversation and you want to debate me now you calling me these bad words and bad names. Now I'm over here like
Right.
proving my point.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on a limb here. Which one have you found more success at in having good dialogue? Like a Howard or another school?
Johnson C. Smith.
Yeah.
That's probably my best dialogue. That's probably the best dialogue I've ever had. It
Okay.
really was.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about it, man. Thank you, Price.
Of
I
course.
appreciate you, brother, man. That was good stuff. And if you ever want to come back and want to rap about it, let me know. Y'all go somewhere, you're like, "Hey, Jason, we had a good experience, man. Check out what we did." I will definitely showcase it and such like that because I want people to see, like, hey, there are other ways for us to, respect what was going on with Charlie Kirk take it and move it forward without, degrading what happened before, but just moving forward in a better way with more wisdom, especially when dealing with, going to a campus like that, it would be more uninviting.
Yeah.
Because like UVU was like supposed to be, home turf almost, and look what happened. So
Yeah.
but
I don't even want to get into that because my conspiracy theorist mind goes crazy.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Hold on. I might need to hear it. I might need to hear some conspiracies.
I got because I'm so close in tune. I got to leave that one untouched.
Okay. I'll let you leave it
I'll
on
let
my
the other
permission.
ones- I'll let the
You got
other
my
ones do
permission
it.
to leave it alone, and that's fine. But no, man, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.